Announcements. Okay. I had a random thought just now. I was like, oh yeah, let me write this name down. Okay, let's get to it, y'all. My live lookers, live juicers. There we go. Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you are listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is September the 9th, 2022. And today the topic is the man in the mirror. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday. I hope that you all had a great day yesterday. It was just fine. Again, it feels like another week just flew by and Friday is here. I do need to go ahead and shout out that's, with Fridays, we have GSL, the talk show. And so tonight we're supposed to have Miss Genesis Amaris Kemp visiting us on the talk show tonight. Her episode will be airing at 7 p.m. if the Lord's will. And so, yeah, I know she's a podcaster, an author, has an awesome testimony about being in corporate America and I guess her transition out and all these different things. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, y'all, tonight at 7 p.m. Well, I'm sure you all know, but obviously we need to acknowledge that Queen Elizabeth II passed yesterday, or it was reported that she had passed on yesterday. And well, according to the little bit of research I did about her this morning, it says that she is the longest reigning British monarch. She reigned for 70 years and 214 days. That is quite an achievement. It's, quite a long time to be reigning in a country, everything like that. Say that she's 96 years old. And everything like that. I mean, obviously, I don't know what y'all feel or see when y'all hear me talking about this and whatnot. I mean, I don't know the lady personally. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably one of the issues when it comes to like anybody, but definitely public figures and mainstream media type people. It's like we don't know this lady, and everything like that. Hopefully, with her 70 years of reigning and everything like that, she did good, right, and not evil. We hope and pray. But I guess nobody really knows, right? But her country and her family and all of that. And so, and the Lord, right? And the Lord. And so, I know that I was actually on the phone with my mother when I guess she got the news and then in turn gave me the news. And I know she brought up something that she had heard about, this particular queen and whatnot, something that she may have done allegedly. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've heard things, and since, being on this journey, since 2020, since, perusing the rabbit hole a little bit and being red pilled, as they say, and whatnot. So again, there's no way for me to know, but hey, I guess we'll see, when it's our time and, and everything like that. But regardless, obviously, to her family and to the country and everything like that, those that are mourning and everything, obviously we, another life is gone and everything. So just wanted to acknowledge that yes, I heard about that, and that's something that just happened. And I acknowledge that I, received that information. But anyway, because again, that can go long and they can go on, on and on and stuff. I will move on and start talking about this topic for today: the man in the mirror, in the mirror. Um, well, basically this morning, I guess, no one. Okay, so yesterday, if I touch on that for a moment, I had several significant conversations again, yesterday. Again, I just told you I was talking to my mom. So, we were talking, and then I talked to a good friend, Summer, that I was telling you all about, and we were having a great conversation. And I want to say I had a couple more conversations yesterday, and everything like that, that I would say is significant. But I think as I was talking to Summer, that is one of the things that kind of leads me to today's topic, as well as I would say the prayer meditation this morning, even though I don't necessarily remember the details to tell y'all about it this morning. So I don't know if y'all be following along with me and listening to the Soul Space app too, but yeah, I mean, that's literally, I mean, I'm sure if you listen to it on the same day that I'm listening to it, then you guys are going to get the same message that I get with that. So if you are curious about like the different prayer meditations and things that I'm listening to beforehand, then I mean, hey, listen along with me. I'm not being sponsored by them or anything. I'm just sharing that. Again, I've been using that app ever since I began, and it definitely helps me to transition from like waking up and all of that, and to calming myself down to get my mind focused on the Lord and the task at hand. And again, sometimes I'm distracted and all of that, but for the most part, it's a good buffer and whatnot in the mornings before I start to look up verses and stuff. And so, yeah, if that's important to your Bible study experience, then by all means, check out that app. It's been great. They have a new message every day. And yeah, it's been a good addition to my personal studies. But anyway, yeah, I think the conversation again with Summer yesterday, and then what I was reflecting on with the prayer meditation this morning kind of led me to this topic of man in the mirror, and how important it is for us to be reflections of Christ, be Christ-like, and all of that. Yeah. I mean, obviously, again, you might be the only, Jesus that somebody encounters, right? You might be the only person to truly reflect Christ to people in a way where it, draws them in and nearer to God. I think I know for sure at one point in the conversation that I had with Summer, I was telling her, well, what had came into my heart and mind during the conversation is that basically, that is a way that we can know, right, the fruit, or know what type of person we're dealing with. Like, is this person leading me to Christ, or is this person leading me away from Christ? And things like that. And so, is this person a reflection of Christ? And now, again, we all look, humans and whatnot. And so, Christ was the only perfect human, right? The one that didn't sin and all of that. And I think it's important because it's not that he didn't do or say things that are quote unquote questionable, depending on, again, your perspective and your mindset. I know I shared, I don't know, a few weeks ago about like how, for example, what he said to the woman about not casting, the blessings or whatever the case is, it would be like casting it to a dog to I guess give it to her, or whatever the case was, and how that woman didn't get offended by that. When, especially these days, we so easily offended by everything. Somebody could not even be saying anything offensive to you. Somebody could be giving you a compliment. That's literally something that I've happened. I'm giving somebody a compliment and they were offended, or they were like, they just couldn't receive the compliment, or whatever the case was. And that's a whole other thing by itself. But anyway, it's important for us to be, reflections of Christ, and as Christ-like as we can be, try, at least is I guess what I'm receiving today. And so let's get into these verses. So Galatians 2:20 says, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. How deep is that? How deep is that to kind of take on this mindset? Yeah, again, I know I say the phrase like next level thinking and all of that type of thing. It's like if we can take on that type of mindset, I think we'll be on the right track and in a better place when it comes to becoming Christ-like, right? Because then we understand that, okay, whoever I was before Christ is gone. Like, that person is gone. It is from here on out, it needs to be what people need to see when they see me is Christ, right? And everything like that. Now again, I mean, how can I say? Yeah, I mean, let's just leave it at that. Yeah, when someone sees you, they need to be seeing Christ. And if you call yourself a believer, right? If you call yourself a follower of Christ, if you call yourself, especially, right? If you are in a leadership position, right? But that's a whole other thing. It's a whole other thing. But even if you're not in a leadership position, even if you are a follower, even if you are a new Christian, whatever the case is, if you're going to be a believer, right? People need to see Christ in you, right? Reflected in your life, towards them and towards everyone. So, because that's one of the things that builds and draws as well. How can I say, like, and so I think, and one of the things that crossed my mind this morning, because on one hand I was thinking about doing it, but on another hand I'm thinking it might just need to be a totally different experience, that we all probably need to just deep dive right into what Christ did, what he did, what he said, and that should give us an idea of how we should be living, right? And how we should be doing things and treating people and everything like that. Because again, like there was definitely a balance, right? It wasn't like, oh, so far leaning on one side, like so far leaning on like goodness, niceness, and da 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 da, and not and no, addressing issues and things like that. You know what I mean? There was, how can I say? Like, I guess in the first encounter, right, with him first coming, because again, when he comes back, it's going to be a totally different experience from what I'm understanding. But the first experience, right, wasn't anything like judgment. It wasn't anything like condemning and all of that type of thing, from what I'm understanding and gathering. Now, that's why I say we need to go into a deep dive and probably a deep study, all of us, me too included. Like, we need to just kind of really tackle what the word is saying that he did and said, and how he treated people and all those different things. Because I guess I'm saying all this to say that basically, it was balanced. It was balanced. Like, things got addressed, right? He called things out, right? He addressed sin. He, made people aware of hell, all these different things, right? And but he also showed grace and mercy and, forgiveness for the sins, and gave people hope and healed and all these things as well too. So it's like there's a balance there, and we need a balance as well, and whatnot. But the start, right, is to reflect Christ and to do like this verse is saying, have this mind of the person that wrote this, what they had about Christ. But anyway, I'm sure that's something to go on and on about. So let me keep going here. Let me go on to the next verse. It's 1 Corinthians 11 and 1. 11:1. It says, be imitators of me as I am of Christ. Yeah. Again, long as somebody's following Christ and whatnot, and everything like that, then hey, you can imitate them. Now, obviously, it'd be better to imitate the original, which reminds me, oh my goodness, so funny. A long story short, y'all know I'm an actor, right? I think y'all know that. Or at least that was something that I got my degree in and whatnot. In regards to this is the most me thing I've ever done in life. Y'all are probably getting to know me on a whole nother level, and everything like that, getting to know me as an individual. But in regards to like what I did as a career goal and whatnot, is acting. So anyway, I was supposed to be making this long story short. One of the I did a show once, and they wanted me to portray Diana Ross, and so it was very interesting because a fellow actor was like, "Oh, you should imitate this artist. This not Diana Ross, but some other artist. I don't get into who that is." He's like, "You should imitate her to be Diana Ross." However, the interesting thing is the director gave me, videos and whatnot of Diana Ross, and whatnot. He was like, study. That's what the director wanted me to study. And that made more sense to me. Like, why would I imitate the other person? That person isn't Diana Ross. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that they might be imitating Diana Ross, but that's not Diana Ross. I'm going to, study Diana Ross because that's who I'm portraying. I'm not portraying that other artist. I'm portraying Diana Ross, and same here. I know that sometimes we get connected to people, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Again, if the person is following Christ, X, Y, and Z, cool. But let's keep in our hearts and minds that, hey, this person is also a human. I can't be, trying to put this human in Christ's place. I need to be following Christ. And so, I mean, if that's something that helps you, get closer to Christ, cool, But I just think, it's just very important to keep in our hearts and minds, like, the reality of the situation. Because again, I think that's where some of the hurt and the pain and the disappointment and all of that stuff comes from people that we uplift and people that we think so highly of, and then come to find out, man, they're just human too. And I mean, if you think, like, he's the only one, that yes was human, but then was also God, and therein lies the difference, and everything like that. So yeah, just a little reminder, just a little something to just keep in our back pockets, so we don't, again, that we can give people grace and mercy and all of that, because sometimes we focus so much on the earthly and the physical and the people and everything like that, when we need to more so focus on Christ and the spiritual and whatnot. Got one more verse, y'all. One more verse, and it's 1 John 2:6. It says, whoever says he abides in him ought to walk in the same way in which he walked. So there you go, y'all. I'm not saying nothing new here. I'm pretty sure I shared that verse, I want to say, a few days ago. I feel like I read or shared it, and stuff when it comes to the Jews. But I mean, same the other day and today. Like, yeah, if you're going to be, again, a believer, a follower, and things like that, then you need to be looking like Christ, right? Yeah, that's when people see you, they need to see Christ. And that's the juice, y'all. That is the juice this morning. You guys can go deeper with the verses in the Go Deeper section. Peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. The Bible verse of today is James 1:19. It says, wherefore, my beloved brothers, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love. your daily dose of inspiration and juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. There you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired by today's juice. Yeah, man, yesterday was cool. Everything didn't go the way I planned out. Y'all see that I'm in Studio A and stuff like that. We were supposed to film an episode of GSL yesterday, and that didn't necessarily pan out. But that's the beauty, right, of being a producer and being independent and everything like that, where it's like, okay, we just reschedule. It's not a big deal per se. My only thing is I wanted to at least have one episode with my hair like this, because I think I might be taking it down tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, y'all might see it on the juice, but I think I might be taking my hair down after that tomorrow, because it's not bad. I think it still looks pretty good, but I could tell that my little Bantu knots are getting loose, and I want to kind of have like a different style, because I'm supposed to be hanging out with my homegirl on Saturday. The Real Housewives of Latonia, we gonna get together and have a little night out or whatever. And so, to God be the glory, man. Look, I'm getting out, and mixing and fellowship with people, with ladies in particular, and it's good. It's good to kind of flip, have that time and stuff. And so, that's one thing I would say this year has brought on. Like last year, me and my family, we kind of did a lot of like getaway things. Like, we took a little getaway for my sister's birthday. We took a really short getaway, or like a night away for my mom's birthday last year. And my birthday, we did a getaway. And so I feel like we did getaways last year. And then this year, I've been doing more so like getting with the girls and a brunch or night out or something like that, or going out. Like for example, when my niece's birthday, we did bowling and stuff like that. So I feel like we've been kind of getting out, so who knows, if the Lord's will, what next year is going to look like. But I've been enjoying these different things and moments and things that's been incorporated, because again, I feel like there's a lot of, I say lost time, but kind of. Oh, I meant to tell y'all something else that happened yesterday. What podcast people are going to miss it, but maybe I'll remember to tell y'all. We'll tell them tomorrow. But for y'all that are watching live, let me go ahead and tell you. Long story short, another thing that I did yesterday that was semi-significant is that I added the playlist, the Hopeful Romantic playlist, to the God, Sex, and Love YouTube channel. For those of you all that, again, has gotten to know me through this whole thing, I've been doing a lot of sharing of my testimony and sharing of like what was the beginning stages of this platform. And because people are always asking me, they're like, oh, well, how did you come up with this idea? And blah, blah, blah. And long story short, it was, again, that particular time of my life, y'all already know, the cultivation period, where, again, I was building my own personal relationship with Christ and getting closer to him myself, right? And he was changing me, right? He was changing some things in me and whatnot. And so, and in the midst of that, I was feeling led to, start doing some things for the Lord. And among those things is I was sharing my testimony, or sharing how I felt as a single Christian woman. And so one of the first things I did when I want to say, well, okay, maybe it wasn't the exact first thing I did, but it was like one of the segments that I did was just literally sit and talk in front of the camera, like I guess similarly to what I'm doing now. Just literally pull out the camera and share how I was feeling as a single Christian, and different things I wondered and different things I was learning, and just having conversations that I wasn't seeing people have. And that again, I would say is the beginning stages of this, what is now GSL. And so, yeah, I ended up, there was a lot of ideas and things that I was kind of reflecting on yesterday morning. And in the midst of those was sharing my testimony. Like maybe I needed to put a video here on GSL to kind of go in depth more about my testimony on this platform, because I've told other people and y'all might be getting pieces, and obviously the juice is definitely a long list of me sharing my testimony and stuff, but just probably making like at least one video with my testimony just so people can know like my heart, I guess, or why I'm doing what I'm doing and all of that. But then I was reminded in the midst of thinking about that is that technically I did that already when it comes to the different videos that is in the Hopeful Romantic playlist. So I added that playlist to the God, Sex, and Love channel to give you guys easier access, because I know sometimes I tell you, when I talk about it, I'm like, oh yeah, go to Actions Miracle Sam's channel. But it's just, it just makes more sense. For example, if you're on here, if you're watching me on the God, Sex, and Love channel, then I try to just make it a little easier. Well, if you guys want to look up Actress Miracle Sims, you can, but because there's other content there, and stuff. But yeah, but just to give easier access to that. I hope that those videos, I ended up watching them all yesterday, so that was very interesting as well, being on the opposite end of where I was then, and watching some of them with my son, because he was like right there while I was watching some of them, and just being in a totally different place in life, and looking at who I was, right, and seeing what God was doing, because even then, not to my own horn or anything like that. So please don't take it that way if you I don't know, listen to what I'm about to say. But basically, well, I guess I could see like wisdom forming. I put it like that. Wisdom was forming and growing in that season. Learning things and whatnot, and being vulnerable as well. I was being very vulnerable with my my life, my testimony and how I feel and different things like that. And obviously you guys will see more. Y'all might see my silly side here too, but every now and then my silly side might come out here. But definitely then it kind of came out a lot more, like randomly singing and all kinds of little things like that, where it's like, this girl's silly. But yeah, it was good to just watch that. And so that's another thing that happened yesterday that was significant. And so, yeah, if you guys want to check that out, you guys can, there's a whole playlist that is dedicated to that. It's on the God, Sex, and Love channel now. I was thinking before I went live that I might need to put it on the website too. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm sure there's much to do, y'all. Definitely much to do as always. But I'm thankful again to be in this place. And are y'all liking that your girl actually recorded before 6? Because it's almost like 5:55. But here it is, 5:55 on the dot now. And yeah, your girl recorded the juice before 6, y'all. Because the past few, I don't know, I feel like I've been late. And everything. But yeah, that's it, y'all. That's it. Oh, well, and shout out to my guy, thank you for tuning in, bro. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for the compliment again. I commented on the compliment. It's so funny because I don't know if y'all noticed the lighting right now. I just put on the other light this morning and I forgot to turn it off and put on the ring light, because that's what I've been doing lately. And so I know that, yeah, brother Ewan was saying that I guess I look nice and healthy these days. And then I since my birthday, and I was like, well, be the ring light. It could be the ring light, but thank you, So I don't know, bro. Look, the things look the same or different, because I'm not using the ring light right now. I'm using this other one, even though it's right here. I just forgot to do my little transition of turning that one off and turning this one on, but it was no big deal, whatever. But you can let me know. That still look the same or different. But anyway. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Let me go ahead and get the juice out here to y'all via audio and everything like that. But yeah, man, to God be the glory for everything. Again, I welcome all y'all's feedback. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about these shows and stuff. You know, let me know if there's some things that you guys want to see, because I was thinking of some different or some more content to add here and maybe to start working on at some point. You know, but yeah, you know, hey, y'all can make some requests and I'll see what the Lord will do and stuff like that. But yeah, y'all, that's it. Okay. Oh, did I forget to tell y'all? See, I forgot. I wanted to share the quote with you guys. Be the change you want to see. They say Mahatma Gandhi. See, I saying his name wrong. See, I probably wasn't supposed to say it. Mahatma Gandhi. They say that he said that quote. I meant to share that with y'all too on the juice, but I didn't write it down, so that's probably why I didn't share it. And I think I got so caught up in this whole thing about Queen Elizabeth that I guess I got off track with my focus about saying that quote. But yeah, that was also one of the first things I thought about when I thought about, you know, the man in the mirror. But anyway, y'all, okay. I'm done for real this time. Y'all go on, have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope that you guys tune in tonight on God, Sex, and Love Talk Show. And y'all, I'll look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow. Bye.